Have you ever found yourself in your spiritual walk wondering if God is there and if He even cares? We're going to talk about that today from Psalm chapter 4. Hey guys, welcome back to God's Word Made Simple by Simple Servant Ministries. My name is Aaron Hawk, and if this is your first time visiting with us, I just want to say thank you and welcome. God's Word Made Simple is an online discipleship ministry designed to take God's Word and make it simple so that we can apply it to our everyday lives and grow in our faith. So today we're going to cover Psalm chapter 4. And if you haven't caught it, there's a whole series in the book of Psalms. You can check that out there in the cards. So Psalm chapter 4 is written by David, and we're just going to read this. It's a short one, but it's a good one, especially when we're struggling. Answer me when I call, O God of my righteousness. You have relieved me in my distress. Be gracious to me and hear my prayer. Do you ever feel like God isn't listening? He's not there and He's not listening? David's struggling with that. O sons of men, how long will my honor become a reproach? How long will you love what is worthless and aim at deception? And then we have that word Selah. If you haven't caught one of my other videos, remember Selah, we don't really understand exactly what it means, but it's generally understood to mean just pause and reflect on what was just said. So let's read that again. Answer me when I call, O God of my righteousness. You have relieved me in my distress. Be gracious to me and hear my prayer. O sons of men, how long will my honor become a reproach? How long will you love what is worthless and aim at deception? See, we don't know exactly what's going on here with David at the moment, but what we can tell just by these verses is that he is kind of wondering where God is, and that people are challenging him, challenging his relationship, right? He's saying, O sons of men, how long will my honor become a reproach? And what he means by that is his walk with the Lord, right? They're teasing him, maybe, for trusting in the Lord. And instead of God showing up to defend him, he's going, okay, God, where are you? I'm trying to honor you, but you got to back me up here, right? I mean, I felt like that. I'm sure you have too if you've walked with the Lord for any length of time. So verse 3, but know that the Lord has set apart the godly man for himself. And right earlier in verse 1, he said, answer me when I call, O God of my righteousness. So in other words, he is trying to walk in holiness and purity and righteousness, right? He is righteous in God's sight. I want to derail on that, but he had faith in God, right? So, but know that the Lord has set apart the godly man for himself. So he's reminding himself, but also potentially challenging these adversaries. But he's probably in verse 3 reminding himself, because then he goes on, the Lord hears when I call to him. See, sometimes it doesn't feel like God is listening, but in our mind, we know that He is. It's just hard to get our mind and our heart to agree sometimes. Verse 4, tremble and do not sin. Meditate in your heart upon your bed and be still. So he's talking to himself, but it's almost as if God is talking to him as well, right? Tremble and do not sin. So in other words, hey, buddy, it's okay. It's okay to be scared, but don't turn this into an opportunity for sin, right? Meditate in your heart upon your bed and be still. Selah. See, this is that instance of needing to rest and, okay, Lord, I don't feel like you're here right now, but I'm going to rest and I'm just going to trust you. Verse 5, offer the sacrifices of righteousness. See, there's nothing better that we can offer God than our heart, our obedience, and our devotion. That's kind of what makes up offering our heart, right? Offer the sacrifices of righteousness and trust in the Lord. So he is reflecting back to himself what he needs to do to move through this trial that he's going through. Verse 6, many are saying, who will show us any good? So now he's saying, hey, look, the people at large are kind of wondering where you are, Lord. Many are saying, who will show us any good? Lift up the light of your countenance upon us, O Lord. So in other words, Lord, let us know that you're here and that you still care. Verse 7, you have put gladness in my heart, more than when their grain and new wine abounds. So he's recognizing that joy and gladness specifically come from the Lord. See, when we can truly rest in the Lord and trust him, we don't have to worry about anything else, and we can have a joy that others can only imagine. Jesus says, my peace I leave with you, right? Or my peace I give to you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you, right? I'm struggling to quote from New American Standard, and the King James is coming out there if you're wondering why I'm fumbling on my words. But he's reminding himself that joy ultimately comes from the Lord. So you have put gladness in my heart more than when their grain and new wine abound. And that's the harvest time, right? I mean, of any time to be happy, it's when the harvest comes in, right? And verse 8, in peace I will both lie down and sleep. See, we can lie down and not be peaceful. We can have a fitful night of sleep. But he's saying here, because of his trust in the Lord, in peace I will both lie down and sleep. Why? For you alone, O Lord, make me to dwell in safety. So he's reminding himself here that ultimately worrying isn't going to do any good, but God is the one who will give us safety. God is the one who will protect us. So whatever is going on around us, we simply need to rest in the Lord. Guys, I hope that's encouraging to you. I hope that that is meaningful and encouraging to you, and I hope that that lifts you up. I want to challenge you to reread that later, watch this video again, whatever you need to do, but rest in the Lord. Trust him. He loves you. He has a plan for your life. You just need to get to know him better and trust him. All right, guys, again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. Give me some love with the likes and the comments, and I will see you next time. Thanks, and God bless.